Brian, would you lead us in the pledge?
Sure. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Let us pray. Dear Heavenly Father, Lord, we just thank you so much for this day. We thank you for this community, Lord, and we thank you for the county and the ability to serve. As we come into this table, Lord, we just pray for your wisdom and guidance that we are doing what is best for the citizens of Sauter County. We give you all the praise and the glory in your holy name. Amen.
Amen.
Good morning, good morning. It's February 10th. February 10th.
Years flying.
Which means, Brian, you're on the clock to buy Lori something really nice for Valentine's Day. It's just right around the corner.
Thanks for the notice.
You're welcome. So with that, welcome to our meeting. We'll get started with approval of the minutes of February 3rd. Assuming you've had the chance to read over those,
yes.
Can I get a motion to approve?
I'll give a motion to approve the minutes of February 3rd.
Second.
Mr. Davis.
Aye.
Ms. Coleman.
Aye.
Mr. Powell.
Hi.
In the matter of accepting miscellaneous reports,
Any comments or questions on the miscellaneous reports?
No.
Can I get a motion?
Motion to accept.
I'll second.
Ms. Coleman.
Aye.
Mr. Davis.
Aye.
Mr. Powell.
Hi.
In the matter of request for appropriation transfer of funds,
Any comments or questions on item 3? Hearing none.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
Mr. Davis.
Aye.
Ms. Coleman.
Aye.
Mr. Powell.
Hi.
In the matter of request for appropriation of funds,
Do you have any questions on item 4?
No.
Can I get a motion?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Ms. Coleman.
Aye.
Mr. Davis.
Aye.
Mr. Powell.
Aye.
In the matter of request to attend meetings,
Are there any questions on the request to attend meetings? This is for Tammy Morton to go to a executive meeting for ODJFS. Any comments, questions?
No.
Hearing none.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
Mr. Davis.
Aye.
Ms. Coleman.
Aye.
Mr. Powell.
Aye.
In the matter of request for funds from Main Street Portsmouth and the Farmers Market,
Main Street Portsmouth has consistently received support from this board. They are once again requesting, it's the same level that we've supplied to them in the past of $12,000. When you look at all the good work they do, all the events they do downtown, the beautification, the grants, it just kind of goes on and on. Joseph Pratt does a great job with what he's working with there, and of course all the volunteers that they're able to mobilize to keep our downtown area pretty and clean and festive. They're always putting something out for the holidays. $12,000 goes a long way, and of course the farmers market gives an opportunity for our farmers to sell their wares and have an outlet to gather on Saturdays throughout the summer and to sell their products. Any additional comments or questions regarding the request for funds? Hearing none.
Motion to approve.
I'll second.
Ms. Coleman.
Aye.
Mr. Davis.
Aye.
Mr. Powell.
Hi.
In the
I
matter
would, I would mention that the Chocolate Walk is this Saturday. Funds always go to beautification. I think there might still be tickets available, but check with Main Street Portsmouth on that. It's always a great time. Sorry.
Very much so. I love the chocolate bar.
There you go.
In the matter of request for funds from the Boney Fiddle Project,
Last week we had the honor of Robert Black coming in and sharing with us the good work that the Boney Fiddle Project has been doing. Of course, he's receiving the Governor's Award here shortly to really highlight not just Boney Fiddle but the area. And he has requested for support for the Boney Fiddle Project as an ongoing support, but then also specifically for a new basically kickoff event for the summer season. It's a motion and music event, a 3-day weekend event focusing on music and getting outside, and whether it be kayaking, pump track, mountain biking, running, kind of everything we've been really building on in tourism. This is really a nice kickoff event into the spring and the summer. So any comments or questions on this request? It's for a request of $12,000 as well.
I think Robert does a great job down there, and they work really hard to bring entertainment to our city, which is available for the entire community, live music. Wonderful job that they do there. And it's, it's a lot of work, especially in the last 2 years. It's been really hard to get these groups, and get them scheduled. And during COVID, it's been very difficult, but they've managed through that whole process. And here we are. And hopefully, we're going to be in a post-COVID world here soon, and they'll be able to really take advantage of people being able to get out and feeling safer and everything. So looking forward to the 2022 season and what they're going to be able to do with the funding. Would be great.
Any other comments?
No.
Can I get a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
Mr. Davis.
Aye.
Ms. Coleman.
Aye.
Mr. Powell.
Aye.
In the matter of resolution authorizing the President of the Scioto County Commissioners to apply for, accept, and enter into a cooperative agreement between Scioto County and the Ohio Water Development Authority for the refinancing of USDA debt, the proceeds of which were used for the purpose of financing a sewer project and declaring an emergency.
All right, this is a refinancing of debt. The county engineer has been working on this. We appreciate his hard work on this. The original loan was 40 years with a maturity of October 1st of 2052. The new loan will mature in 31 years out to 2052. But the interest rate, we're taking advantage of the interest rates going from a 4% to a 2.17%. The annual payment will be reduced from $19,357 to $14,655, and the cost to do this is the $500 application fee. So we'll save $5,000 each year for the cost of $5,000 to do the paperwork. Any comments or questions?
Appreciate JP working on this. USDA, my understanding is this will save around $100,000 total. So that's a big savings. Over the life of the loan, gets this particular loan more in line with what we did last year with our when we redid all of our loans, long-term loans. So refinance, sorry. So I mean, this one was out there. It was hanging out there, but it hadn't matured enough to make sense to go and refinance. This gets us there with this. I think we even mentioned that when we did our refinancing on a lot of these, that there was a couple that were hanging out there that really were not in a position to be refinanced and really would have actually muddied the waters on a refinancing that we did last year that actually ended up saving us $1 million. This is an additional, so we are keeping our eye on the prize. Thank you, JP Picklesheimer, and for doing that. And we will definitely continue on. We have a couple of more out there that are floating that we're watching closely, and we'll get them refinanced when the time comes. So this is an example of us keeping an eye on our loans, our long-term obligations, and making sure that we definitely keep the taxpayers' costs as low as possible.
Thank you for that. Any other comments? Can I get a motion?
Motion to adopt?
I will second.
Ms. Coleman.
Aye.
Mr. Davis.
Aye.
Mr. Powell.
Aye.
In the matter of accepting 2020 inventories from the sheriff and dog and kennel.
Comments or questions on item 9? Hearing none.
Motion to accept.
Second.
Mr. Davis.
Aye.
Ms. Coleman.
Aye.
Mr. Powell.
Aye.
In the matter of request for fund transfers.
Was there any comments or questions on item number 10? Hearing none.
Motion to approve?
I'll second.
Ms. Coleman.
Aye.
Mr. Davis.
Aye.
Mr. Powell.
Aye.
In the matter of agreement between the Board of Scioto County Commissioners and the Board of Lawrence County Commissioners regarding the Lawrence County Juvenile Center.
This is a renewal contract with Lawrence County over the Juvenile Center. The per diem rate stays the same at $95 per bed. All expenses for medical, dental, counseling, and other costs, which are not ordinarily and typically provided by Lawrence County Juvenile Center. Part of the routine services shall be the sole and exclusive responsibility of the juvenile offender's parents, guardian, custodian, or insurance provider. This agreement shall go from January 1st, 22 to December 31, 22. Any comments or questions? Hearing none.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Mr. Davis.
Aye.
Ms. Coleman.
Aye.
Mr. Powell.
Aye.
In the matter of approving payment of the regular schedule of accounts for the various funds, moral obligations, and event and now certificates in the total amount of $897,933.15.
Are there any questions on item number 12? Hearing none.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Ms. Coleman.
Aye.
Mr. Davis.
Aye.
Mr. Powell.
Aye.
In the matter of amendment to Department of Youth Services grant regarding the Scioto County Juvenile Court.
This is amendment to the grant transforming compassion through action with OSU Extension. It's an increase in the grant by $2,702.68. Any comments or questions regarding this amendment?
Yeah, I do have one for that one. On 13, what is the grant change?
Sorry, Betty, we'll go through the business and then we'll get to questions.
Okay.
It's okay, it's okay. Make note, Betty will ask question on 13. But for now, for the commissioners, are there any comments or questions? Hearing none.
I'll make a motion to approve the grant amendment.
And I'll second.
Mr. Davis.
Aye.
Ms. Coleman.
Aye.
Mr. Powell.
Aye.
In the matter of resolution congratulating James Jim Forrest Johnson on his retirement from the Scioto County Commissioner's Office IT Department.
Jim has been just a rock here within the community, and it has served for 35 years. Am I?
A little over.
A little over 35 years in county service, and we just appreciate all the work that he has done throughout multiple different departments, most recently in the IT department, and just wish him the absolute best on his retirement, which I don't think it's consistent retirement. I think he might go do something else,
Yeah.
but you know, he'll stay busy, but in terms of retiring from county service. Any comments, additional comments on item 14?
I'd like to just simply congratulate him on his retirement. My understanding is that this is definitely not the end of his work career, but he is going on to something else, somewhere else, and we appreciate all of his years of service in multiple capacities for the county. 35 years is something to definitely be proud of, and something to be admired by the rest of us, and we wish him well.
I just want to say congratulations, and I'm going to miss you, Jimmy.
Thank you both for that. And with that, can I get a motion on this resolution?
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
Ms. Coleman.
Aye.
Mr. Davis.
Aye.
Mr. Powell.
Aye.
In the matter of authorizing the clerk to advertise a request for proposals for comprehensive marketing plan regarding tourism.
A couple weeks ago, we received communication from the Tourism Board requesting Commissioner's assistance on paying for a comprehensive marketing plan, marketing firm to kind of give us basically the roadmap, the blueprint for how we should best be marketing the county and making sure we're pulling in all the different assets and you know, how do we bring in people consistently for all the great things we have to offer here. So this would be authorizing the clerk to request, to advertise requests for proposals. The expectation is that a firm would come in, spend some time with individuals within the community, learn about our assets, and then help us with, you know, what is the marketing plan, who are the target markets, how do you reach them, where should we even be targeting, you know, a certain radius, or should we be targeting certain populations. So once again, it's going to be a deep dive, give, you know, Tourism Board a roadmap to follow, and through ARPA funds, we do have the ability to pay for this. Any comments or questions on this item?
I think the importance here, simply put, is to increase business in the future. Tourism is something we're definitely looking at. I think it's a good idea, especially since we're investing so much in that. And if you look at all the park investments and Pump Track and Glow and, you know, just everything, the kayak, what we're working on there, what the city's doing with biking, skating. There's a lot of things a lot of investments being made, and because of that, we need to do a better job of telling people what we have. And we, I think sometimes we rely on word of mouth, and that's good. But the problem is, we know what we have. Problem is, some people don't even know what we have that live here. But we need to do a better job, and we will. And this is the first step toward that. Thank you, Commissioner Powell, for working with the Tourism Board and Kim Bauer and their board to get this done. Thank you for sitting on that board and working toward that goal. And I think this is going to be a really positive thing moving forward. I really do. I think it'll help us brand ourselves, which is something that's critical in marketing. And reestablish that recognizable logo and brand. We need to do that. So anyways, there's a lot more to it than that, we know. But thank you, and looking forward to seeing the results of this bidding process.
Thank you. Any other comments or questions? Can we get a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve this.
And I'll second.
Mr. Davis.
Aye.
Ms. Coleman.
Aye.
Mr. Powell.
Aye.
In the matter request for appropriation of funds for Water One water main upgrade regarding the SOAR Business Park.
We've been talking about this project on and off, and it just keeps getting better and expanding. And this is our SOAR Business Park. This is where we see economic development taking off. Of course, with the spec building, this is yet another piece of that puzzle. This is a water main upgrade out there, the SOAR Business Park. It's $39,900 for this upgrade, but it provides more capacity into the park and to better serve the future industry that will be going in there. Any comments or questions?
Appreciate the work Water One is doing, the cooperation between the two entities, the work that our Scioto County Economic Development Department is working on out there at SOAR, and close cooperation with Water One, Jonathan Keene and that entire organization out there. Great professional work being done. If you go out to the airport right now, drive down the road, you'll see a bunch of dirt flying. It's not pretty, but we're getting the work done. And this is the stuff kind of goes along with the premise. You got to mess up to clean up. So
also along with that, to get this section of water done, it was also a $50,000 device that was provided by Fluor. That was
Great.
That made this happen.
yes.
And in case you couldn't hear, that was $50,000 match from Jediso and Floor. So through
Fluor.
Through Floor. So thank you for that continued investment in our community from Jediso as well.
And I think the other important thing to remember here is that, and maybe we haven't discussed this thoroughly here, but this is respect to, our second project, and that building will be in any day, and we're preparing, getting ready to build the second building out there. So a lot of people have been asking about, what's going on in that field across from the terminal. Well, guess what? Building 2 is getting ready to be built. So this water is for that project, and also will service the airport. So it's positive all the way around. So we're very excited.
Any additional comments or questions? Hearing none.
Motion to approve.
I'll second.
Ms. Coleman.
Aye.
Mr. Davis.
Aye.
Mr. Powell.
Aye.
And I had to add one. I got something in a little late, and it's an amended certificate from the Budget Commission.
Any comments or questions on the amended certificate?
What was it?
It's just amended certificate from the Budget Commission.
Budget Commission.
The sanitary sewer had something that they needed to add to it. It was like $2,900.
Yeah.
So.
Okay.
Yeah, there wasn't any.
Was it from a grant or something like that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
Mr. Davis.
Aye.
Ms. Coleman.
Aye.
Mr. Powell.
Aye. All right. Thank you both. Hey, Betty, welcome. I didn't know you were here. Hey. Welcome. It's always good that the media is covering what is going on here, because we feel a lot of good's happening. So welcome. I'm going to have
microphone there.
Ryan give you a microphone.
You got to have the microphone.
If I give him the motion, we're cutting you off. No. But thank you, Betty, for coming. Do you have any comments on the agenda, specifically item 13?
Yes.
Yeah.
This is Betty Smith with Scioto County Daily News.
Yes, on the agenda, item 13, what is the grant and what changes are you wanting to make? Yeah, so that's the question for 13.
Yeah, so this is a grant through the Juvenile Court Department, Youth Services. It's a program called Transforming Compassion Through Action. This is literally just an increase in the grant to help with staffing expenses and some funding. Do we have additional information you'd like to share about?
Mentoring.
It's basically mentoring through this program.
Yeah. And utilizing services here in the courthouse. Of course, OSU Extension is in the basement,
Right.
and they have an education wing. You know, that's what they do. They go out in the community, and it may be everything from SNAP food education to, I know they've done opioid related abstinence programs, things like that. So this is just another extension, and then working with our juvenile court. Lord knows we need more mentors. We need more people that are, you know, compassionate and helping. CASA does a lot of that, you know, with the different people.
And this is information that's already out to the community? I'm just asking that.
Yeah, I mean, it's a very positive thing, and it's people that are actually going to be teaching our own educators. They already work for the county there. Well,
okay.
I'm sorry, work for the state. OSU Extension is a state agency, but then this is agencies working together to utilize services that they work hand in hand. The fact that they can offer our juvenile court these services, these education opportunities is a very positive thing, Betty. It really is. And it's not a real big grant. It's I don't know how long this lasts. Probably, you know, maybe I don't know. I didn't see that part, but it is a very positive thing. So it'll help our children, and that's the main thing. We need so many of our children that are in protective services right now don't have the parents or the father figure or anything there to help them, and they need that. And hopefully through mentoring and assistance, we'll be able to get some of that.
That's awesome. I have another agenda question for 15.
Sure.
All right. If you are taking bids, that means you believe the cost would be over $50,000. How much do you expect the estimates to be?
So this is a request for proposals. So that's doesn't necessarily mean it'll be over 50,000.
I kind of used the wrong word there, didn't I?
Yeah, it's okay.
I mentioned bid, and I made it wrong.
Request for
Yeah,
proposals is a similar system. It could be over 50. We'll see how it comes in, but the proposal is, hey, marketing firm, come tell us what would be your proposal had you tackle this, and what is that price tag for your organization. So it could be more, it could be less. It's not really knowing. I mean, I haven't personally reached out to different firms to even get a firm price on it. And so that's where we're at. It's a request for proposal. So that'll start giving us pricing range of where probably what we're talking about. It could be.
Oh, okay.
It could be 50. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if it was. Yeah.
It's a good thing about estimates, no?
Yeah.
Off agenda?
Yeah.
Okay.
Was there anybody else? Sorry. Was there anybody else on?
Okay.
No? Okay. Go ahead, Betty.
When 823 was open, the promise was industry and growth. Along with the route, there isn't a motel, gas station, or restaurant that has come along. While doing a tourism marketing plan, what would you think about a marketing plan for 823 corridors?
So we are actually working on the marketing of the SOAR Business Park and marketing the assets out there that we're investing in. That property is out there for developers to see. There's people that look at it. So really that marketing is, it's kind of handled through the site selector process and how you get those people interested and what they're looking for. It is our job to make sure the infrastructure is there so when they are looking that they're not just marking us off the list. Any other thoughts there?
Well, we also invested in, help me with the name, where we have the new building listed already, marketing. LoopNet,
yep.
That's had over 2,000 hits.
In the last 30 days, 4,900.
For that building.
So that's
and it's not built
Okay.
yet.
For the whole
So,
site. I mean,
yeah.
It's not just the building, you got the building and the park.
The park, yes, all 200 plus. I mean, that's significant.
And from California to New York, all the way down to North Carolina at this point. I mean, the docks are everywhere. This is where the people are calling from, checking out
For that.
cars.
So yeah, so we are investing in the promotion through the site selectors, which it's not as evident to the public, I guess, because it's a very specific group of people looking for development.
Yeah.
And the park and the buildings also marketed on our
Zoom Prospector,
for
correct.
Delta, Ohio, which is international.
And they're very well versed in what we have to offer. But also, let's look at some of the other things that have been going along that arch. I call it the arch, the Gateway Arch, 823. You have, at the end of that, of course you have Willersburg, Porter Township. We always consider the extension of that as Franklin Furnace, Haverhill, because it all links. You know, you got this big giant arch and everything that's happening down there and what's being promoted with Haverhill, Norfolk, and Southern, that whole site, that entire corridor, matter of fact, 3,000 plus acres is being marketed as well. And the investments are being made to promote that site. Jobs Ohio has invested tons of money and due diligence down there to help promote and get that on the map, and it's on the map in a big way now. And then if you come to Medford, as Commissioner Powell mentioned, as far as what we're doing at SOAR, great things happening there. You keep on going. We've actually had some companies along the arch that have received JEDISO monies and their economic development monies to expand their operations. I think about Schwartz Racing received monies there. If you go on down the road there, we have companies expanding in Lucasville. You look at the machine shop there at the Balzer Industrial Park, which is at the end of the gateway, the arch there. They're expanding. Mako. You have all of them in that park. That park used to be empty, and now it's full. So there's investments happening. You're seeing a lot of things happen in Lucasville too. We got a new bank going up this year in Lucasville. You see a lot of things going on with Glow and that group. So there's a lot of economic development initiatives ongoing. We have to market, but what we're doing on economic development is a little bit different than, say, travel and tourism. Mm-hmm. Do they go hand in hand? Yeah, because you have lifestyle, you have companies that look at those things. So we need to stand this travel and tourism promotional stuff up at a greater level, because as this goes, they both have to rise together. So that's kind of the idea behind what we're doing. So I hope that answers.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Any other questions?
I think that's it for us for now.
All right, any other questions online? Any comments? Anything to add? Nothing? I will add, once again, there is the chocolate walk this weekend. There's some great Valentine's Day stuff happening at the different restaurants. Please get out and support our local restaurants, our local economy. I know the Lodge. I don't know if the Children's Museum, they had Donuts with Dad Valentine type event Saturday morning coming up. So get plugged in, pay attention to what's going on. There's a lot happening. And then I do want to mention, I spent some time with the Children's Services Board Monday night. It's been reported, I think, pretty well that they're financially hurting. No fault of the board, no fault of the director. Anytime you increase a population of children we care for from roughly 200 to almost 400 in the span of 2 years, it's a kick. It hurts, and there's, quite honestly, the funding mechanism isn't there to provide. The board is struggling with the funding model. The levy that's in place does not cover the boarding cost of what we're now receiving. So they are likely to be coming to this board within the next week or so for a $2 million request. That request is a projection if nothing changes. If nothing changes in terms of how many kids we have in custody, if nothing changes in the funding mechanism, if nothing changes in the levy, they'll be short roughly $2 million. That's the projection. Once again, I don't think it's Children's Services' fault. I think it's a symptom of what we see here. It's the opioid epidemic. So it's a symptom. First we saw the people that were using mostly impacted and affected, and now it's becoming more apparent, and I think inherently people know this, but now there's even stronger data that shows like the population, the kids, the next generation, here's the impact there. So we're going to have some tough decisions coming up. They're supposed to be getting us an action plan. The chairman of the board is supposed to be getting us a letter of request. I know they've been working hard trying to figure out how to be more efficient or more productive. But even if they do everything right, my assessment, they'll still be short, just for the nature of the volume of kids we're providing for. Now with that, while that's a terrible thing, please keep in mind that we are taking care of almost 400 kids. There's other counties that are not as proactive as this county, as our court system, in terms of protecting our children and to getting them out of bad situations. But we have to make sure the funding mechanism continues to be there to provide for this this impacted group, and there's so much need there in terms of mental health services, social services, just a safe place to live. And I think all of us have been impacted by it. Brian, you've lived this, so we're seeing it. And so while they're grappling with that, look, if you want to be a foster family, please reach out to Children's Services. I think at this point we have maybe 24 foster families in the county.
We've lost ground.
We're losing ground at a rapid rate. And what that means from a dollar and cents standpoint, our foster families, I think roughly $27.50 a day. If they're going to an outside agency, it's about double. So one, we would love to keep the kids here in community within their school district or around their support group, their extended family. But two, financially, it'll lessen the burden of providing care for our children. So once again, I'm sure there'll be more to come. I'm anxious to see this action plan and the final request for funding, but it's going to be right around $2 million.
And you might mention too that the time frame for that is to get them through the year, not just.
Correct. Yeah. So this is a thank you, Commissioner Coleman. That $2 million is not a fix. It's a Band-Aid. It gets them roughly through the end of the year based on their current expenditures. So if something doesn't happen this year, then potentially we're looking at yet another bailout, if you will. I don't know if that's the right terminology. It's our duty to provide this service. But out of whether it be the general fund or ARPA money, or that money has to come from somewhere. So there could be another $2 million ask next year and then the following year. So we have to do something as a community. We have to support our children. This is going to be a very tough thing to tackle. We can get through it. I know they're working hard at Children's Services. I know they're working hard at the board. But we'll, that's all I wanted to share with that. I didn't know if you guys had any thoughts or not. Just knowing that that's going to be coming, if there's anything extra you'd like to share.
I think it's important to know that we're also talking with our juvenile court judge, his staff. We've spent quite a bit of time asking, how can we do things more efficient? We've spent time with our prosecutor, trying to reduce the amount of time from the time that their children are removed from a setting to getting them to permanent placement, which is limiting the trauma that some of these children are going through. I think that's something for the community to keep in mind, that in many cases the trauma that we are seeing these children go through is much more severe than what we've seen in the past, from different types of exposure. Opioid addiction itself at times can be violent. It can be discouraging. We have children walking over dead parents. I know that's alarming for people to hear, but that's trauma that is just life-altering trauma that stays with them forever. And we also need to figure out a way to do a better job of dealing with mental health services for our children. And we're looking at that also, and that may cost us more to do that. It will, not may, it will cost us more to do that. But I think I know we're at a place where we have to make a decision as a community on whether or not we are going to stand behind these children and support them. They are our treasure. You've heard us say this many times in this room. And they can't, in most cases, 99.99% of the cases, children are not responsible for their parents' actions or others in their family that have failed them. They're not responsible. They're the most innocent victims of the entire opioid epidemic. They really are. And we have to figure out a way to fund that. Our community has always been very supportive of children's services. There's some new initiatives that are being done. I know our church is personally getting involved with kinship. Hopefully in the next few days, we're going to unfold something even bigger in that realm, where churches, I think, the Bible talks about how pure religion undefiled before God and man is to take care of the fatherless and the widows. That's what it says. In their distress. Well, these children are definitely in their distress. And we need to take care of these children. So it is not only the mission of this government to do that, but I believe that it's the mission of the church to do it as well. And if we could pool our resources, we could probably help in a big way. So that's something we need to be able to communicate to the faith community as to what they could do. What is possible? What can you do beyond monetary even? I mean, we have shortage of diapers, we have shortage of wipes, we have a shortage of all kinds of materials that they need, that they can hand to kinship families to take the burden off of these parents, these foster parents and kinship parents, because it is expensive. When you take a child at 2 o'clock in the middle of the night and you're given this child and it's an infant or it's a toddler, you have no supplies, nothing's open. But Children's Services is able to hand you everything you need. That is a huge benefit. And they struggle with that at times. They don't always have that, where we could make sure they never run out of those things. So positive things there, but we're going to have a very open and honest discussion with our community about this need. And I'll leave it at that. I don't know where that leads. We are trying to figure out financially how we can do things less expensive. But as Mike Crabtree used to say, and he used to say this a lot, God rest his soul, we miss Mike, but Mike always said this, he said, you don't do more with less, you do less with less. That's all there is to it. And you can cut, and you can cut to the bone, but at some point, the bleeding doesn't stop, and you gotta fix it. And that's what we're talking about here. So I'll leave it at that, but I feel like it's needed to be said, and we'll see where this goes.
All right. Thank you, Commissioner Davis. Any other comments or questions? Can I get a motion?
Yes.
We need to recess.
We're recessing?
Yeah, we have a bid
Yes, we
opening at
have an
10:30.
executive session.
Oh, we have bid opening. Okay, so we will, can I get a motion to recess? Sorry.
I'll make a motion to recess.
I'll second.
Ms. Coleman?
Aye.
Mr. Davis?
Aye.
Mr. Powell?
Hi. Thank you so much for tuning in. Betty, thank you for coming. Have a great, love-filled weekend. Happy Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
Buy your wife something.
I will.
Thank you.
This year.
See ya. All right, welcome back to our bid opening for the SOAR Business Park Sewer Extension. Can I get a motion to reconvene?
Make the motion.
I'll second.
Ms. Coleman?
Aye.
Mr. Davis?
Aye.
Mr. Powell?
Hi.
It is 10:30 and we are here for a bid opening for the SOAR Business Park Sewer Extension for the Scioto County Sanitary Engineer.
Hey, let's turn it on to JP, and that way they can look at you. I know he loves to be on camera, and I don't want to take this from him.
Yeah.
So
Small big, JP.
appreciate it. You're welcome.
All right. So the first bid we have is from Distal Construction, Portsmouth, Ohio. He does have a bid bond.
Lump sum price, $109,235. Alternate 1, rock excavation, $100 per yard. Alternate 1 is $100 per yard. That's for rock excavation, if we get it.
The next bid is from Triple B Construction out of Ashland, Kentucky. There's a bid bond.
Lump sum price, $98,855.79. Alternate 1, rock excavation, $6 per yard.
The next one is Southern Ohio Trenching and Excavating. Here's a bid bond.
Lump sum price, $80,000, just $80,000 even. Rock excavation, $100 per yard.
The next one's from Fields Excavating out of Kitts Hill, Ohio. Here's a bid bond.
Lump sum price, $147,450. Alternate 1, rock excavation, $100 per yard.
And that is all of them.
Thank you, everybody, for your bids.
Very good. Thank you all for your bids. With that, we need a,
Motion to give to JP for canvassing and recommendation.
all right, can I get the motion?
Refer.
I'll make a motion that we refer all the bids to J.P. Picklesheimer for award and recommendation for award.
I'll second.
Mr. Davis?
Aye.
Ms. Coleman?
Aye.
Mr. Powell?
Hi. Thank you, JP, for your work on this. Thank you, everybody. With that, can I get a motion to adjourn?
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
Ms. Coleman?
Aye.
Mr. Davis?
Aye.
Mr. Powell?
Hi.